Your audio, my audio, and 3, 2, 1. We are live.
Hey!
Hey. Audio.
Sorry, I was distracted
Three,
by.
2, 1.
Are we not live yet? You just said we were live.
Oh yeah, we're live. It's just I think I hear your our audio and your
I
side.
was like, you said we were live, and then I'm like, okay. And then I hear you saying we're live, and I'm like, but you just said that. Sorry,
You
my
getting
audio is
double
on.
feedback.
Yes.
Now there are two of me.
There are two of them. Um, we're all fine here.
We are all fine. Oh,
So, so this one has not watched The Bad Batch yet, so we're just going to talk about the latest episode of Mando.
we're just gonna talk Mando Monday, Bad Batch, other day.
I
um,
thought it was a great kickoff to the season. I mean, my eyes were closed for about the first 10 minutes of the show, but it was great.
this I will say this is a weird start. Like it feels like it's just recapping because of everything that happened in Book of Boba Fett that needs to be explained for people who might skip Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. There were people who skipped it, who skipped Boba Fett, and then I was talking to a coworker and she goes to me like, how did Grogu get back to Mando? And I was like, did you watch Book of Boba Fett? And she was like, yeah. And I had to recap the whole thing for her, and she was like, "Oh, I forgot." So there are people who maybe have seen it, but they're not as engrossed in all of this in our daily lives
Mm-hmm.
as we are. So they forget. I had to do a Cliff Notes version of Book of Boba.
Yeah, which is it. I feel like yeah, this episode basically was more or less like a recap and reposition, like basically like, hey everybody, here's where we are now. Like this is what's going to happen.
It wasn't anything um too new. I mean, there were some things that were important, but yeah, kind of in a way, I guess you could say a recap. He went to the armor in the beginning, and she was like, "Yeah, you got to go, dip in the living waters of Mandalore." Um,
Which are
and then
destroyed, but apparently maybe not destroyed.
right, um, we recap with Bo-Katan. Um, you know, we see that the two of them are together. We see the new starfighter. Um, so yeah, yeah.
It was a it was an interesting introduction episode. I did like. Uh, I will say my favorite part probably was Mando in the little miniature garage with the little Babu freaks or whatever they call they
In there, how did he get in there? I was so confused by that, but it was cool.
I just it's like no it broke it's like he says it's broken. It's like I got it. It's like, I was starting to understand it too. I was like first I was like I can't understand him, and then I was like oh I can understand it
And Grogu wants one as a pet.
now. Goku wants pets and food. That's like it's the baby's two goals.
Yeah, typical baby. Soft things to touch and food to eat.
I so yeah later like in the middle of this episode we find out that Mando needs IG-11, who I am shocked still has anything left after he blew himself up.
He doesn't need IG-11. He wants IG-11. He's being so stubborn. I'm like, dude, just get a new one.
Just find a different. There's plenty of different droids. Like you don't need this. Especially immediately after he fixes IG, IG goes back to being evil IG. It's like, are you sure? You're real. Like first he's blown up, and you could find a better droid, and then you find out this droid wants to kill Grogu again. So you still want to keep finding like what is this droid gonna help us with without arms and legs or whatever.
The only droid he trusted, so he's gonna go through all this trouble. He's got to get new pieces, new parts, or whatever.
Yeah. I did like at first in the beginning, the kid would have been, yeah, it did look like almost like the
The
young
hair.
Boba
I
Fett.
see.
Yeah,
At first, I was confused. I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And then the hair. Yeah,
I
that was interesting.
yeah.
Uh,
For a second, I thought we were getting a flashback. Like maybe this was when Din was getting his armor and helm and becoming part of the group. But it was a present day new
yeah,
foundling Mandalorian.
but I think we were I meant to get that feeling because this is kind of like the, the kids at the beginning of it. Mando is in the midst of it. I thought it was interesting though that they didn't actually get to finish like his initiation, and
Yeah,
I'm like, so is he officially a Mandalorian because they didn't finish it. They didn't
yeah,
actually finish telling him that he needs to keep his helmet on. So like, you know,
yeah. I was
um,
yeah. So they're just having this ceremony, and then I guess completely forgot that it's like completely forgot gators exist in here on this planet or something. Just like it's like, hey, it's like living in Florida and then forgetting to not go in the water or something.
yeah. I mean, you got to be prepared for things like that. Like, why? I don't know. I'm like, you guys just got to be smarter about it. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't feel like we were well prepared.
yeah. That was like they definitely like this was almost felt like one of those It's like if you were in D&D, this is a very like story moment all of a sudden, and then we got to throw in a random encounter just to
Yeah,
have like an action scene or something.
shake things up.
Um, let me s- but yeah, it was a so yeah, but yeah, so this ceremony gets interrupted, and our Mando, comes in to save the day. Um,
Boy.
I like how it's like these Mandalorians were just like really struggling against this. I don't know. I feel like, man, it's like Din has to save you guys. No wonder you were like this. No wonder we're struggling. Like this is why Din has to lead. Din has to lead the Mandalorians. He's the only one to get us out of our funk.
Yeah, are fun. He's not gonna clone Quill. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Cre- Um, and oh, what was it? Uh, yeah, I'll say I'm not entirely informed, but from my understanding, it's been Mando and Grogu were split for like 2 years or something off screen, apparently.
Yeah.
So this is like 2 years since.
Mm,
Arguably, it's been two. It was realistically 2 years since last season, season two. Like that was 2020, I
yeah.
think. So, um,
Yeah.
so yeah, feel the years, uh, but it's still. I wish we'd had like more time without Mando and Grogu. So if we could see like what he'd been doing in all that time without them.
Crossword puzzles.
Like,
Being sad, looking at other dads and their kids at the park, missing the good old
yeah.
days.
Um. Oh, but yes, and then Grogu's just kind of there. He's just like spinning in the chair, getting
Love it.
getting getting little fur kids, fur babies.
Yeah, it was nice to see Navarro just keeps getting
Yeah,
fan- fancier.
it's it's like getting like I remember like I was thinking about that. Wow, I remember this like being like a sketchy place like 3 years ago, and now here it is like all a lot like looks like a town you could drive into, have a good time or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, Grief is now like high magistrate, and he's got little droids carrying his cape or something. It's like, oh my gosh.
I thought it was so funny.
It's like he's very different from where he was like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. He's moving on up.
Um, I also did like how like the protocol, like when Mando asks for IG to get the parts and starts fixing them. And of course, IG goes crazy and starts on, Terminator kill mode or something for Grogu. Which I did somebody point out, Grogu is still, which makes sense, but Grogu is still like on the bounty list, I guess. if they,
Oh.
So Grogu's still like, a danger and like we got to keep an eye out for more hunters or anything else. Which is not going to be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, what?
I'm just reading the chat. Grief Karga is the best. I like him. And he never visited Bo-Katan in those 2 years, right? Mm-hmm.
I know. I really wanted to know how Bo and him parted. Like, how did that split?
Right, like how did leave without the discussion or the fight for the
It was like,
dark saber?
did Bo never challenge him or say, hey, can we just have an arm come on, we could arm wrestle for him. It doesn't have to be to the death, it can at least be to submission.
Yeah, I feel like in real life, if this was a real life situation, they wouldn't have parted ways without there being some kind of battle or something, duel, whatever you want to call it. But for the sake of television, they had to do it that way.
I actually, again, I keep feeling bad for Bo-Katan. She just keeps losing, and here she is now just lounging, and she's just so... Was this what she does all day? She just lounges in that chair.
It was a combination of just outright awkward and funny. I was like, I didn't really know what to make of that. Because who sits like that?
I mean, what is she like? She hears Din or somebody shows up. Oh, gotta get in my chair, and just goes like somebody I think mentioned something was like Darth Maul when he sits on the throne, kind of just has that laid back.
Oh, well, you know what? I guess if you got a throne and you could sit on your ass all day, why not? I like calling them cloak droids. I like that name.
Cloak droids. Oh, that's cute. But yeah, so Bo has she again, she lost the Darksaber, so she's lost her Mando army or whatever people she had gathered. Just no longer a part. Basically, it's up to Din at this point. Din has to reunite his Mandalorians. Whether he wants to or not, he's really the guy to do it now.
Unless it's Grogu.
Grogu. Yeah, I'm thinking that's maybe now the end goal. Whatever happens to Din, when Grogu grows up, he's probably going to become some Mandalorian of some sort.
When he was sitting up on his lap in the Naboo starfighter, he's teaching him as a Mandalorian, you need to be able to navigate the and
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, so he's Din's accepted him as a Mandalorian. Okay, you're a Mandalorian now, kid. You'll get your helmet and armor soon at some point when you can fit in them. Oh, go ahead. You go first.
Mine's completely off topic.
Oh, so, well, I actually want to know.
Oh, no, I wanted to talk about the Naboo starfighter.
And
yeah. So, okay, I think it's so awesome that they brought in something from the prequels. I love that he has a Naboo starfighter.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. But I'm so bothered by the fact that he doesn't have a big ship. It doesn't have to be the Razor Crest, but it just, to me, it doesn't make sense he's going around in this little ship. Because what are you gonna do when you got to shower? You got to go to the bathroom. You got to cook food. What do you what is he just stopping at these little motels across the galaxy?
I want to see that. I want to see Star Wars motels or hotels, and is there just a space station in the middle of somewhere? Just hey, if you park out here if you don't want to be you need a bathroom break. Is there pit stops? Are there gas stations?
Do they have those? I mean, okay, maybe I could understand that, but he's got a, he's a Mandalorian. He's wearing all that stuff. He's got a shower. What does he do? He can't have anybody around him watching him. not that I sit around thinking about Mando bathing. I swear I don't. But like, realistically, what is he gonna do? Like, showering, bathroom, cooking food.
Hmm. He
Like
had all that in the
daily.
Razor Crest, and now like he did.
Now you can't even like move.
I I hope that he gets something that he can park his starfighter in, or because he
Yeah,
definitely
I was
needs
talking.
something like that.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend about this, and they said the same thing. Well, maybe he'll get like, um, yeah, a bigger ship than the Razor Crest, and he'll be able to. What is happening to my camera? I look like I'm fine. Get a bigger ship so that he could park the Naboo starfighter in the ship. So I mean, I would be okay with that, but sooner rather than later because this is driving me bonkers.
Yeah. Um. I,
So, swear
as
to God.
somebody even said like, wait a minute, where's Mando gonna put IG when he fixes him? Like where in his when he doesn't have like a car, he doesn't have a trunk.
Doesn't make sense.
I even noted like, oh, Grogu's got a new little car seat thing he can float in. So it's like, but apparently I guess it's a little thing that comes out of his ship now. So
It's kind of like, okay, this is like stereotype here, okay, but like how like the dads, they don't want to give up their sports car,
mhm.
but then like or should I say the husbands don't want to give up their sports car, but then they find out that their wife is pregnant, and it's like, oh, she's now I got to sell the sports car and get like a little minivan, and but then like they go through like the midlife crisis or something, they freak out and they go and they buy like a motorcycle or another little sports car, like again in
Oh,
the middle. So it's like I feel like he's having like a midlife crisis right now. He's like, I got a kid. Like, no, I'm losing I'm losing my youth. I need to get the really fast little cool looking ship. That's what it is. He's having a midlife crisis.
I would, yeah, I was strap IG to the wing, just like a something else you could have to tie on the top, like the top of the little like when you would put a canoe on your van or something, just strap it to the side. But we did get something really cool, which I really really liked. Probably my favorite scene was they're in hyperspace and Grogu's looking out the window and looking at the hyperspace, and we can see the whales. We saw the
I know.
Purrgil.
Purgles? Am I saying
Purgle.
that right?
Purgle or Purrgil. Um,
Hold on. Let me try screenshot it because I always pronounce it wrong. But yeah, that was so cool. He MXC warned me. Per Purgle. Okay, warned me like, oh, make sure you watch like the hyperspace. And I'm like, what the hell are we gonna see in hyperspace? And I was not expecting that.
yeah, that was so cool, and I'm kind of like wondering again, like just seeing that, like maybe that's like hints for Ezra or something like at some point. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
feel like that's what that was meant to do. Like, the, sh- the show is coming up, Ahsoka show. Um, so I felt like they were setting that up.
yeah.
But it's just so funny. Like, there are so many people who haven't watched Rebels,
Mm.
and they're not going to get that. But maybe
But
they'll finally put them to sit down and watch it. Like, there's so many references, you know,
I feel like
clones and
Ahsoka's introduction to Mandalorian probably got a lot of people to go back to Clone Wars. Bo-Katan and all the other characters too, like they're
Mhm.
definitely like it's like if you watched Mandalorian first before Clone Wars, it's kind of now it's like the Clone Wars is a prequel in a weird. It's like the prequel version of to Mandalorian of stuff.
yeah. You're having midlife crisis, MXC? It's fine. Go ahead. Go get the sports car. As far as I know, you don't have any children, so you don't need
Yeah,
the minivan. Go
no
for it.
kids. That's plenty of money saved for a car. um, let's see what else. Oh, the pirate group. That's
Yeah, they
something
were.
new.
Yeah, it's cool. Having some live action pirates. We didn't get Hondo, but we got pirates.
Yeah, I I will for a second there, which I'm curious. I feel like those pirates have something Imperial, like they have the captain, because that looked like an Eclipse Star Destroyer, but it's not big enough to be one. But it was like it reminded me of the same kind of shape as one of those like Super Star Destroyers.
Uh,
So I'm like I'm actually really excited, basically just because of that ship. I'm very excited to see what they. And this is a new kind of alien too. This I don't think we've ever seen an alien like the captain of whoever he was.
I don't remember. I did read an article about them, but I don't remember what they said they were.
Hmm. Oh, and the voice the first mate pirate, the one that survived that Mando and Grief, and the captain, both have voice actors that they have voices I recognize. They're like either in they're not famous. But they're recognizable voices. I have to
Right.
I forgot to look them up, but I was like,
Right.
huh. Especially that one guy. They're under makeup. I can't recognize you under makeup. I recognize your voice, but not your face.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much the episode. Is that just getting the reintroduction? But we do have a goal now. We have Mandalore the planet. That's the goal.
It's going to be exciting to see this season. What they do with that, and but also like I'm excited to see Mando's inner journey.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know, or we feel like okay, but like this isn't important. Like okay, so what? You took off your helmet. Like it's
Yeah.
he's so attached to his religion.
Yeah,
If you want to call it, this is not the way. Like
Yeah.
it's the way he was raised, and he's so attached to that. I guess because that was how he was raised. They rescued him, so he's like fully dedicated to that. But like at some point, he's gonna have to let that go, like,
Yeah.
and start anew. And like you've got this life with Grogu, and teach him. Like, are you gonna make Grogu wear a helmet like all the time? Like, you gonna do that to him?
I guess if they can't give him a helmet, they can give him armor. But yeah, the helmet's going to be a little bit of an issue for him. I was saying the same thing. I was like, I don't know. I understand, but it felt so funny to where it's like, man, he really wants to go back. I mean, I know that's technically his family, but it's one of those things where it's like, you do know there are other Mandalorians that have different rules, and maybe your rules are a little not right.
I guess he hasn't come across too many other Mandalorians in his life, because when he first met Bo-Katan, he was like,
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Like, where's your helmet? So like I guess it's still new to him, but I think soon he's gonna realize, like, what, 95% of Mandalorians don't wear their helmets 20%,
I feel like we might actually get more. It's possible we might either by the end of the season or maybe sometime during the season, Din starts to remove his helmet more. Like we might get to see more of Din helmetless.
I feel like it's only gonna happen once he realizes that, oh, this is all nonsense. But like I feel like he probably feels so much remorse for taking it off, like like he's being shamed by the armorer. So I feel like he's not going to take it off.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like if he becomes or he takes up the mantle of being the leader, he could change the way. He could make a new way for everyone.
I don't think he's there yet, and maybe at some point he'll get there, but he's not there yet where he would want to do that. Like he needs motivation. His character needs motivation to want to do that. He's you.
Mandigan. Yeah, that's the funny thing. I feel like in a weird way, Din is like, he's like the it's not like the sidekick, but he's like the it's like somebody who didn't intend to inherit all of this responsibility, and he's not like it's not like he's the leader type. If you arguably, I mean, he's definitely could take charge of situations, but he's not like a leader. That's not like I feel.
Right, like he's capable of it, but he doesn't have the desire to do that, which is understandable. Like,
Yeah.
Mando not wear his helmet, are you gonna be okay with it? Yeah, I think I can handle it.
I think we'll be fine.
More Pedro Pascal edits,
Mhm. I, yeah, like I'm very excited to see what. I feel like this isn't Grogu's, not like saying that was Grogu's story before, but like I feel like we are now past Grogu's part in the story. We're now going to focus on Mando's part in the story. Like what's his personal, what's like again. Now that Grogu's with him, it's like he doesn't have to go anywhere. He's got his own personal goal now to achieve this time instead of a goal for Grogu.
Yeah.
So
Bang
I'm
on the door.
I'm excited to see what they do with him. And if he does manage to more or less baptize himself back into his clan, does he? Yeah, does he? We we might get that Mando bath that you were talking about.
It took 2 years. How many months?
Will he take that? Will he? It's just everything else is but the helmet. He's just him and the helmet going into the water.
During things. Sorry. But I'm good.
Disney rated goes up a rating. They're testing the waters with the Mandalorian bath. But yeah, that's all I can think of to say about this episode. I'm excited for the next one though. I'm more excited for episode 2 than after this to see what.
We'll start getting to the good stuff.
Yeah.
We only have 6 episodes, so.
Wait, what? 6?
I thought I read 6.
Wow. I thought so. It's not gonna be like 9 or 10. It's gonna be 6.
I'll double check. How many episodes in Mando's season 3? Oh, 8.
Oh, 8. Okay. So
I don't know where I got 6 from.
I think it's because most of the episodes of shows we've been watching before have been 6. Kenobi was 6.
I sworn I read that, but I guess not.
I wouldn't mind a shorter season, but I'm glad it's not gonna be that short. I actually do want more Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 7 more episodes.
Yes.
Which, let's see. We are on episode 11 of Bad Batch, so we have 5 more episodes of that. So we're gonna be 5 more episodes of coexisting with Mandalorian, and then I guess Mandalorian's finale is gonna be the last 2 with after. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get Bad Batch's finale and then Mando's finale immediately after that.
Crazy month.
God. This is going to be a really busy Star Wars couple of months.
Yep.
But I'm excited for it.
Me too.
Okay. Anything else you wish to add?
Well, those are really all my thoughts on it. Good start to the season.
Yeah. Glad to be back.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care and we'll see you there in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you for watching and for chatting. See you soon.